toy spot, we are having a look at the DC Collectibles DC Comics Designer Series Jay Lee #1 Batman. We've already had a look at Superman, and now we wanted to look at the Cape Crusader as designed by artist Jay Lee. This is figure #1, and featured on the side of the package is the artwork from Jay Lee's Superman versus, well, not Superman versus Superman Batman comic line. On the back, the other figures from the set: #1 is Batman, #2 Wonder Woman, #3 Superman, #4 Catwoman. Sculpted by Jonathan Matthews. And finally, don't forget to head over to www.comicsshoplocator.com. Find out local comic book stores in your area. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. But when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the DC Comics Designer Series Jay Lee, figure #1, Batman. There's more anyway, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Sadly, the Cape Crusader comes with absolutely no display stand, as said also with the Superman figure. But the trade-off, though, is a pretty interesting looking figure. Mentioning already the Superman, let's bring him in so you guys can see the differences. There's the Superman that we already had a look at. There's Batman. You can see once again, very different to a conventional Superman, or for that matter, a Batman figure. It's also interesting too that with the skin, like the flesh color, they've panel lined it in red rather than black. It's an observation I never really mentioned with Superman, but one that I can mention here with Batman. There is the brave and the bold. Okay, so move Superman out of the way. We've already had a look at him. Yeah, as mentioned, the panel lining on the figure's mouths, or at least around the mouth area of Batman here, is in red as opposed to black. I guess black would have been obviously way too stark, would have really shown on the flesh color that red was more logical solution, but it just seems interesting. Like, these figures are very panel lined. With both the suits and the faces, they put in a lot of extra little lines here. May alienate some collectors because, again, unless you really like Jay Lee, maybe you like his art style, you'd be more inclined to pick up this figure over, say, a casual collector that is just looking for a Batman figure. To a casual collector, they might look at this figure and say, hey, how come Batman has almost, it looks like he's got a lip gloss on or lipstick, but that's kind of the design going for the Jay Lee artwork. And I appreciate that. I especially appreciate that that DC Collectibles, I want to say Diamond Select, but DC Collectibles, I appreciate that they would think outside the box and not release a figure that caters to the masses and is guaranteed a sell. You know, with the designer series, we've already seen, like, there are so many different variations of these characters. Guaranteed some will sell but better than, you know, maybe others. Maybe a lot of people aren't crazy in this Batman design. Maybe a lot of people aren't crazy about the Superman design. But I respect DC Collectibles for giving us something that's outside the norm. The Bat crest is much smaller, a little more angular than other Batman figures or designs. He has the new 52 suit, so he's missing the Bat underoos. But like the Superman, he's got all this extra lining going around where his abdomens would be, you know, the rib cage and whatnot. Very different. Also, the bat-eared, bat-pointed knee pads are also represented here as well. I guess really, while I can warm up to the figure same way as I warmed up to Superman, I'm maybe not crazy about the cape. It's wrinkly like Superman's cape was, but the very jagged, pointed cape, not crazy about. I know that's how he's designed in the comics, just not crazy how it translates to figure form. There's what the back of the Batman figure looks like. He also sadly doesn't come with any sort of accessories, not to say that he would hold his accessories, because technically his fists are closed, sculpted shut. He can't hold anything. However, his articulation, he does have the ball joint in the head. And again, like Batman, you could kind of, if you're not crazy about the face, but you do want to pick up the figure because you just like the design of it, you could always maybe keep like the head down, which could just kind of offset from the design that, you know, with the panel lining in the face and whatnot. Shoulders hinge out. Very stiff, I might add, on Batman here. Much stiffer than Superman's was. The arms rotate all the way around. He has a hinged in the elbow. No swivel point, although he does swivel at the glove area. Nothing in the wrist. Nothing in the waist. Nothing in the upper torso. But his legs hinge forward and back and out. A swivel point in the top cut of the thigh. A hinged knee. And nothing at all in the foot. Maybe as a collector yourselves, let me know down below what you guys think of these designs. Is it something that you could kind of get behind, or do you feel like it's just a little too different for Batman here to want to pick up this figure? Either way, though, I really respect that DC Collectibles continues to support the artist designs. Some good, maybe like Greg Capullo's for certain figures, maybe like Jay Lee's figures, you know, for some characters, but you got to really appreciate a company that backs something that may not necessarily cater to the masses. And for that reason, I love these figures, that they are so drastically different than other Batman figures or Superman figures or Wonder Woman figures or Catwoman figures. Today's Toy Spot, we were looking at the DC Collectibles DC Comics Designer Series, Jay Lee. We're looking today at Figure 1, Batman. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have a look at the other two figures from this line. Those videos will be heading to right around the corner. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.